Hello, welcome back. Today I'm back in the Fairmount Cemetery in Denver, Colorado. We're going to be visiting the grave of Mattie Silks, Denver's best madam. So I'm going to tell you about her story as we go look for her grave. Mattie Silks, or Martha Reddy, was a leading madame and brothel keeper in the late 19th century American West. Silks was born in Fayette County, Pennsylvania, and raised in Indiana. Having worked as a prostitute in Abilene, Texas, and Dodge City, Kansas, she became madam of a brothel in Springfield, Illinois in 1865 at the age of 19. She became one of the best-known madams in the West, having brothels in Dodge City, Georgetown, Colorado, and Denver, Colorado, where demand for women was high due to the Colorado gold rushes. Silk was described as a very good-looking woman with spirit and a competitive nature. She bought her first brothel on Holiday Street, which is now Market Street, from Nellie French for $13,000 and suffered from stiff competition from other brothels. She once said, quote, "I went into this boarding life for business reasons and for no other. It was a way for a woman in those days to make money, and I made it. I never took a girl into my house who had no previous experience of life and men. They all came to me for the same reason that I hired them, because there was money in it for all of us." End quote. At one point it was said she and another madame, Kate Fulton, had the first recorded duel in Denver between two women. In addition to running competing brothels, both were involved romantically with the same man, Cortez Thompson, a local businessman. Now, the story of this duel, which later turned into a new duel, was exaggerated by newspaper reporters, when really the incident was no duel at all. It was just a drunken brawl. Silks and Fulton were both drinking at the Denver Park bar. When the pair began arguing loudly, Court Thompson stepped up and punched Fulton in the face. Another man, Sam Thatcher, attempted to restore peace and was also punched in the face by Thompson. A number of Thompson's friends got involved, and Fulton got a kick to the face that shattered her nose. Thompson then drew a gun before being knocked to the ground and disarmed. After the parties separated, Thompson was returning to Denver by wagon when somebody ran up to the carriage and fired a shot that grazed the back of his neck. Fulton would leave on the morning train for Kansas City, unsure of the Denver Police Department's capability or desire to arrest her. Now, the so-called duel is among the most urban legends in Colorado history. It has long been represented not only as a duel, but as the first duel between two women, and later on as a first duel between two shirtless women. And people love a good story, which is why Colorado's topless duel will certainly be around for another century. And really, it was more like they called it Denver's first drive-by shooting, because that's really what happened. It was just a bar fight, and then when everyone got in their wagons to leave, someone drove by in their wagon and shot at him, basically. Oh, this one is interesting. It has like a little door, and it's locked. Huh. Alright, so Silks and Court Thompson were wed in 1884 when Court's other wife died, and they remained married until his death until 1900. Now, he had a daughter from that marriage, and when his daughter died, she left behind a grandchild that was orphaned. Now, Court refused to accept responsibility for her, but Mattie adopted the child. And it was estimated that Court spent over $50,000 of Mattie's money. And then Mattie later on married handsome Jack Reddy, or John Reddy, after Court had died. And she had hired handsome Jack Reddy as a bouncer and financial advisor. And he remained true to her until her death in 1929 at the age of 83. From 1877 to 1897, her brothel was the most successful in Denver. Silks was known as the Queen of Denver's Red Light District. In 1898, Madame Jenny Rogers opened the House of Mirrors in Denver. It quickly became more successful than any of the competition. Jenny Rogers died in 1909, after which Silks purchased the House of Mirrors for $14,000. She continued to work as a madam, traveled, and invested in real estate, making her a very wealthy woman. She died in 1929 from complications due to a fall. Very few people attended her funeral. She was buried under her real name, Martha Reddy, beside her first husband, Cortez Thompson. It was estimated she had over $2 million go through her hands during her career. However, when she died, she had very little. Silks left $4,000 in real estate and about $2,500 in jewels, which was divided between her adopted granddaughter and her second husband, Jack Reddy. So we're coming up to her grave here. And this is her real name, Martha Reddy. Died January 7th, 1929. And actually right next to her, to the left here, is where her first husband, Court Thompson, was buried. Now he is in an unmarked grave. So it's very interesting. When he died in 1900, she was at the height of her career and was very rich. So it's kind of makes you wonder why she buried her husband with no marker. But yet she still wanted to be buried next to him. So I know her second husband, Jack Reddy, he is actually buried here as well in an unmarked grave, not too far from here. And then so is the other Madame, Jenny Rogers, who owned House of Mirrors. And her real name is Leah Wood. So I'm hoping I can find her grave one day. It's not marked on Find a Grave yet, but I'm hoping maybe I can walk around and find Leah Wood. That would be Jenny Rogers one day. Alright, so that is the grave of Mattie Silks, or Martha Reddy, Denver's Madam. Rest in peace. Hope you enjoyed that video and getting to see the grave of Mattie Silks. Please like and subscribe for some more videos, and I'll see you at the next grave. Thanks.